Shut your fucking mouth! No problem, Charlie. Shut the fuck up, you cunt! Shut it!
Welcome back, everybody. It's your pal Orange Hat here to bring you another video. So it is now March Madness. The new theme stream is going to be characters who went insane, who have gone crazy beyond reason. And today is Clyde Shelton. So let me give you guys an idea of Clyde Shelton here. This is Clyde Shelton, played by Gerard Butler from the movie Law Abiding Citizen. This man is a victim who then became a perpetrator. And before I get going, I want to say hello to that. Hello to Vanya and to all who are watching on X as well. I am live on X. Tonight is the Barroom Podcast on Society Reviews channel at 8 p.m. This month's singles are both going to be on night during the Barroom Podcast in the later half of the month. This is due to conflict of scheduling of real life situations, so I have to switch them over. There's no other day to do it, so yeah. I will not be on the Barroom on the latter half of the month due to conflict scheduling and reality, folks. So I do apologize. I will also be trying to get other content out for you guys during the week. Tomorrow I will not be available at all because I have basically the entire day planned out. It's going to be family and whatnot. It also happens to fall on Ash Wednesday. So, yeah, I'm definitely going to be busy this week. But yes, Friday, Orange Hat Uncensored should be going on. If I am not tired, I will be doing it with Janet and Ruben Christopher Haynes. And then Sunday, we are back on normal schedule with the weekly recap. So with that out of the way, let's get into the madness of Clyde Shelton. Now, Law Abiding Citizen, folks, is a movie that is essentially, let me bring it up. This is my copy of it on Vudu or Fandango at Home, formerly known as Vudu. Hello, Pierce. Good to see you. So yes, this movie is basically about a man who has lost everything. And they really they kind of fumble it a little bit in the description. But this movie is directed by F. Gray, starring Jamie Foxx, Gerard Butler, Cole Meany, Bruce McGill, Leslie Bibb, Michael Irby, Gregory Itzin plays the warden, this jackass, Regina Hall, Emerald Young, Christian Stolt, people will know him from the Chicago series. I believe he's in Chicago Fire. Annie Corley, Richard Portnoy, Viola Davis, and Michael Kelly are also in this movie. Josh Stewart and Roger Bart. Now, folks, all these people in this cast play some role that is important to the plot. Now, I am not going to be going over the movie. I am going to be going over the madness. So I also do want to share with you the trailer for the film to give you an idea. Now, I know my stream will most likely not be monetized. I mean, I just screwed up any chance of it being monetized at the beginning of the stream when I played the or that bit from that Tom Hardy film. Can't even remember the name of it. But yeah, I'm going to play this. I am not, or this is the law-abiding citizen trailer. Now, I am not going to play the whole thing due to the fact that it will be a copyright issue, but they're most likely going to copyright it anyway. YouTube is not fair on fair use. They are unfair fair use. So on X, I will have no problem with it, but on here, well, still, let's show you.
Go wash up for dinner, Pumpkinhead.
Okay, I got it.
We gotta get out of here. What are you doing? Come on.
So yes, I am also going to pause and skip a little bit here and there because I don't want to show the full trailer. Essentially, his wife and kid were murdered.
Justice is better than no justice at all. You need to tell the husband. Let's make the deal. They killed a little girl there. Some justice is better than no justice at all. You need to tell the husband.
That must have been a really cold day because you could literally see the breath coming off their mouths in that courthouse.
I don't understand. With Darby's testimony, Ames will go to death row.
What? The jury. Believe me.
The deal is done. I'm sorry. This is just how the justice system works.
What was supposed to be a painless execution has turned into something out of a horror film.
The machine was corrupted.
Who could have done this? I killed your friend Ames in prison, but I wanted to keep you all for myself. Your heart is beating so fast. Me too.
Did you murder Clarence Darby?
You killed my wife and child.
I guess we're done.
Counselor, you might want to cancel your 12:30 lunch with Judge Roberts.
Hello?
You and whoever else you have helping you are gonna pay.
Now you're the one who makes deals with murderers, yeah. So I've come to make mine. Release me.
For what?
Or I kill everyone.
We have him locked up and he's still killing people?
I found a couple of contract payments from the Department of Defense.
Tell us what we're dealing with. Those spies?
Spies are a dime a dozen. Clyde has a brain, and he was the best. If Clyde wants you dead, you're dead.
We're gonna lock the city down, put an armed cop on every corner.
He's in jail because he wants to be in jail.
I'm going to bring the whole system down on your head. It's got to be biblical.
So yeah, that is the limited trailer to Law Abiding Citizen. You didn't Clyde play Nick for a fool temporarily since Clyde was betrayed by yes, he does. The trailer gives you the down and dirty of it. They don't show you the subtleties, but Clyde Shelton was a man in pain because his wife and child were killed. Now, I am delving into the psychology of it, folks. What makes a person truly go from a happy-go-lucky person to somebody who is willing to go to these lengths to prove a point? This is a man who butchered his wife's violator and murderer and his daughter's violator and murderer. This is a man who took the other person who was just there to rob the place and put a secondary chemical into his execution mixture for the lethal injection to make it as painful as possible as he died. This is a situation in which he then started to go after the justice system itself. Now, not only that, this man is extremely intelligent. He is, or every book in his home is a law book. The man is shown to be a genius at the beginning of the film. He's doing microcircuitry and whatnot. And then it's learned, as you see in the trailer, he is a brain, not a spy, a brain. This guy cooks up the operations and makes sure that they are, or they go off without a hitch. This is the guy that if he wants you dead, you're dead. Now, there's another channel out there, Zaffy. Shout out to Zaffy. Good channel. Check him out. He also does a breakdown of the film. And he basically calls it, this is the perfect Punisher film. Except that this guy also goes after innocents and kills innocents. Make no mistake, Clyde Shelton kills innocents due to the fact that they are associated with the guilty party, which is the Justice Department. Now, me, folks, personally, me on a personal level, I do not believe that anybody who kills or violates children or women should ever, and I do mean this, ever, never, ever get a deal. I don't care if they name somebody else to bring in a bigger fish. No, you don't get a deal. You did, or you committed one of the most horrifying and disgusting crimes. You destroyed innocence, essentially. But I do not approve of him going after the justice system. Now, killing the first two people, his parent or his wife and child's murderers, fine, sure. I completely agree that that those are justified. Because, well, yeah, those two are criminals and they did do wrong to him. But if he would have stopped there, fine. Whatever, awesome. You see, here's the thing, folks. He gets caught. He's interrogated. And he plays the perfect defense for this case. He basically makes a fool of the prosecution when they go to court. He also, it's like, counselor, you may want to cancel your stuff because you're going to be busy for the whole week. And he's like, well, we got your confession. Do you? He worded it specifically, folks. Specifically so it's ambiguous. So it would never measure up. Then he goes to court and they try to take his bail, make it so he cannot have bail. Well, he explains, this is my first alleged offense. I am a law-abiding citizen, and having this sort of treatment is unconstitutional. He points it out. And the judge actually sides with him and is about to revoke it, or about to basically rule against the prosecution so that the bail could be set. And that's when he's like, really? Are you seriously going to side with somebody who just apparently killed two people? And yet you're going to let me walk right out of here. And he then goes and starts insulting the judge, basically telling her that she likes to take it up the ass. Her response, if you are able to read body language, folks, her response kind of tells you that she might actually be into that sort of freaky shit. But she then revokes bail. So now he's in jail. And he's like, okay, well, you're going for the insanity plea. Am I? Really? And so he starts naming off all of these different things. It's like, you make a deal with murderers? Well, okay, I got a deal with you. Or I got a deal for you. I want a bed. I want a bed. Those prison mats or those prison cots, they ain't doing it for me. I want a bed, you know? And so he gets his bed. And then he gives the confession. And then, well, they think it's over, but nope, not over. This dude planned for 10 fucking years. And they're like, what? You want revenge? Revenge? If I wanted revenge, I could have killed you within the last 10 years. No. I want you to learn. This is a person who is killing people. Forcing them to try to stop him, except they aren't able to. Now, yes, the ending is controversial. The ending, they actually do stop him and trick him and basically kill him. But the point is, this is a man who decided to go to these lengths because he couldn't handle the trauma of his family being murdered right in front of him. What kind of person can deal with that trauma? How would a person react if their wife and child were killed right in front of them? The wife violated right in front of him too. And how would you this is a person who had DOD contracts, Department of Defense, and is one of the smartest people that the Department of Defense has ever dealt with. Hey, good to see you, man. Good to see you, Dino. So how does one with that much intellect handle trauma? Well, he flips a switch, essentially. This system fucked me over. They allowed a killer to go free. They allowed the actual full guilty party to go free over a deal. And you learn later on, it's like when he finally corrupts them, because there's a part in this when he says, I'm just getting warmed up and it's going to be biblical and I'm going to raise the whole thing down on your head. Well, he asks him, he's like, you do realize, or do you know what would happen if we went to court? Rupert Ames and the other one would have walked. And he's like, at least you would have tried to bring my family justice. If you had actually tried, I wouldn't have done this. You didn't even try to bring my family justice. If you had lost in court, I could have lived with that. I could have, or you could have walked out with your head held high. But no, because you wanted to not tarnish your perfect little record of convictions, you went for a deal that made a killer go free. It's simple things, folks. If that prosecutor would have simply pursued justice, he wouldn't have done what he did. He wouldn't have gone to the lengths. Chances are, maybe he would have killed the two offenders of his family. However, most likely he would have stopped there. But the thing is, he could have walked right then and there. You got circumstantial evidence at best. There's no way you can hold me. Now think about it, folks. This is a person who is so smart, he's able to kill people while still in prison. A judge is murdered, or the judge of that case is murdered right in front of the prosecutors. And she's in the privacy of her own office. Her cell phone blows up against her head, killing her. This is the kind of, or then all the people, or he says, release me or I kill everyone. They are all watching the clock of the next day. And they are thinking, oh, okay, he didn't really mean it. Then they all start to go home for a little bit of rest, and their cars start blowing up with them in it, leaving one person with, or leaving just one person alive, or two people alive. I'll be back. Gotta go to the doctor's office. Okay, man. Have a happy procedure. Folks, you got to understand the trauma of Clyde Shelton. Now, as I said, I do not approve of his methods of what he does to people beyond the killers of his family. But this is a man who who watched his wife and daughter get killed in front of him. Then he watched the justice system release the killer of his wife and daughter and throw away the key to the person who didn't kill his wife and daughter. Then saw the prosecutor shaking hands with the person who murdered his wife and daughter. That burns in that sort of image is seared in your skull, in your memory for the end of time. Basically saying the justice system fucked you over. It was never about justice for them. It was about a win through a conviction to keep his 96% success record, his conviction rate. Well, after 10 years, a person is just not willing to wait any longer, Yeah. Because the other one was being executed at 10 years later. And that's when he started to go to work with this dude was planning this shit for 10 years. That's a level of madness, folks, but also intellect as well. Or madness, sure, but the intellect that this man has. He created a mission overseas in which caused a terrorist to choke to death from his own tie with no one else in the room. Killing a judge with her own cell phone. He's in prison. How could he have done that? How could he have tampered with her phone so that it would blow up at any given time when she puts it to her face? I mean, the lawyer, or he buries a lawyer and gives him just enough oxygen to live to a certain hour and minute. He fucks with the justice system just as much as they fucked with him. But then he goes too far. Because when Viola Davis, the mayor, starts declaring a state of emergency and basically goes to very restricted travel. You're not allowed to travel unrestricted and whatnot. And it's like, well, all right, fine. I'm gonna blow up everybody in the fucking government in Philadelphia, the state government. So yeah, this is a guy who was absolutely capable of doing it and would have succeeded if they hadn't figured out his secrets of how he was killing people while in prison. They thought he was working with somebody. Turns out he wasn't. Turns out he was leaving prison the entire time. He killed his cellmate just to be put in freaking isolation, in solitary confinement. But oh my God, this man freaking spent 10 years digging tunnels underneath that prison to each of the solitary confinement cells so that he could slip in and out of them unnoticed. Can you believe that shit? And he would have to time all of his stuff when the guards go to check on him, this and that. Yeah. This is a man who played them like fucking fiddles. The trauma pushed him to these measures. Again, not forgivable or unforgivable acts after killing the two killers of his family. Well, the one killer of his family and the other one that was there to rob the place. But still, he traumatized everybody, including the prosecutor's family, sending them the video, or sending him the video, and his family saw it. Now, it was addressed to the family, so that also shows you just how sadistic he is, of him slicing up a living body of his wife's violator and killer. A 10-year-old girl sees that and is completely traumatized. Now, folks, it's like, or while he's fucking with the prosecutor the first time, or the first round of his master plan, his family's trying to call him, or the prosecutor's family's trying to call him. Like, oh my God, what did we just see? You know? But it's also chalked up to the girl not listening when her mom said no, not to put the DVD in and watch it, because she thought it was of her recital. Yeah. All of the events that happen to the family, to the prosecutors, all of it to the judge, meticulously planned. And he's like, what, you want revenge? If I wanted revenge on you, I could have killed you 10 years ago. And then he literally tells him, or he literally tells Nick, Jamie Foxx's character, his entire day schedule. He's been watching him for years. This is why you really don't want to ever fuck with somebody that has that level of resources. But also, it says it right in the trailer. A man who loses everything is capable of anything. What would you do if your wife was tortured and murdered in front of you? What would you do if your daughter was murdered, or your young child, a little girl, murdered in front of you? Something up there is bound to snap or crack or break. You will be so freaking consumed by the trauma that you will do anything to basically try to make it go away. Unfortunately, nothing will ever make it go away. You're going to give into your own darkness. Your darkness, that breaking in your head, is literally everything that holds darkness inside you at bay. Once it starts to crack, your darkness is coming out. Once it shatters, your darkness is on full display. It's taking the wheel, and you are basically, you have no moral compass anymore. Because there is a small part in the movie, folks, where the prosecutor asks him, it's like, what would your wife and daughter feel? How would they feel that about you going that or doing all this? And then he hands him his bracelet that his daughter made. And he says, my wife and daughter are dead. So now you know it's not for them that he's doing it. He's completely gone. All moral standing absent. This is the madness of Clyde Shelton, folks. Clyde Shelton, an extremely talented killer, used by the government to figure out the most impossible ways to kill a person so that they could get away with it clean. That same system, the justice system, fucks him over. And so it's like, you fuck with me? Fine. You are going to see a level of wrath brought upon you that is biblical. Because he tells him it's going to be biblical. And he does. What he does makes no sense how he could have done it until it's revealed of how. The only thing that is controversial about this movie essentially is the ending, where he is stopped, where they actually stop him. It's like people want him to win, and it's like, no. I honestly think the better part is the ending is him losing. This is a man who went the terrorist route. Yes, it sucks. His family was murdered and brutalized, and the justice system failed. Now, I would have done a different ending where Jamie Foxx's character gives a statement where he is retiring. And he is also apologizing for giving deals to murderers. There would have at least shown, or that would have at least shown that Jamie Foxx's character had learned completely. But nope, doesn't happen. The ending is so controversial because Jamie Foxx literally kills a man and has no qualms about it himself. You know? So, yeah. The madness of Clyde Shelton. Somebody who is that intelligent, it makes you wonder, what else could he have done? I mean, this is a man who could have gotten away with it all. But he chose to punish those who wronged him, both innocent and perpetrator. That's the madness, folks. These streams aren't the madness of the character, so about 30 to 40 minutes. And next week, well, we are going to go over another character who went mad. Frank Castle. The madness of Frank Castle. And let me tell you something, folks. That one is going to be interesting because it makes this guy, Clyde Shelton, look normal. I mean, well, actually, this one is a little bit more extreme than Frank Castle. But yeah, that picture there, oh my God, he kills a person so he could be put in solitary confinement. This is a person who ends another person's life simply to be put in solitary confinement to make himself look like he is absolutely, completely insane, which he is. But yes, folks, that is going to be today's stream. Thank you so much to everybody who has tuned in. Vanya, Pierce, Happy Dino, the folks on X who are watching. Next week, it's going to be the madness of Frank Castle. And then I will show you also who will be coming up next after that. So anyway, I'm going to get out of here. Got to do the bar room later tonight. Y'all have a wonderful day, and always remember to stay humble. Peace. Oh, wait, wrong one. Almost left the studio.
Are you done? Are you done?